Okay guys, so I'm going to try and make this part 2 quickly. I've got so much to say and I'm probably going to forget most of it, so I'm just going to freestyle it and go with the flow, and hopefully I don't forget too much. So yeah, the anemia was responsible for me feeling... Shh! Guys, play quietly for a minute for Mummy. The anemia was responsible for me feeling so dreadful, and I'm still feeling pretty rough, but a lot better than what I was. But yeah, all of the tests that were saying that I could have all these weird conditions all came back negative, thank the Lord. So there's nothing dangerously wrong with me. However, I have a lot of complications in childbirth, and so this is causing some problems now with what their plans are to do with me, because it was going to get to the point where I was going to have a C-section. But then they decided that because of my anemia, there's no way they would do that kind of surgery on me, and they don't think that the complications are life-threatening to the point where they would want to do a C-section. So they were going to induce me at 38 weeks. Well, obviously I'm 38 weeks now. And then they decided that actually, because this is my 5th pregnancy, the induction is actually quite dangerous, because you know, when you've had more than, say, 4 children, apparently, this is what I've been told by my obstetrician, that your uterus is very fibrous and relaxed, and, you know, it's been stretched quite a few times. So if they induce me before I'm actually in labour, it can just cause my uterus to contract, but it doesn't cause me to dilate, which could be really, really dangerous, and could, I mean, she was really withholding back the information. I haven't done much research into it since, because I've been too busy. She said, I don't want to scare you with what could happen, but she said, I'll just tell you a few things, and like, basically, they're concerned about like my uterus rupturing in induction, or me hemorrhaging very severely and stuff like this. So now they've kind of said now they're not going to induce me either. Well, I'm one of those women that has an irritable uterus on top of everything else, which means that my uterus is kind of constantly contracting, or it contracts a lot, you know, if I have overexerted myself, or if I have a lot of Braxton Hicks, it can start off like labour type contractions. And so, you know, with things like that happening, I tend to go into early labour, like my waters will go, but my body's not actually ready to give birth. So I'll end up having these huge long labours, like 20-30 hours long. I mean, with Danny, I think my waters went on the Friday night, and I had him on the Tuesday morning. So, you know, long, and that was with the help of induction as well. Sorry if you can't hear me, guys. The kids are just so full of beans, and they want to get out the car. Probably a really bad idea to try and do this vlog right now, but I've got to take the opportunities as they come. So I'll try and speak a bit louder. So now they're not going to induce me either, but I still have this problem with the fact that I have these difficult labours. So what they're saying is that I need to get into labour naturally and do this as natural as possible to avoid complications, which sounds great, because everyone wants to have a natural childbirth. That's the ideal way to do it. But if you know that you're someone that doesn't do natural childbirths very well, and that you tend to need either, you know, an assisted birth with forceps or ventouse, or you need an induction, you know, the prospect of just doing it naturally, you know, it's not as simple as that. So now, because I'm 38 weeks, what they're wanting to do now is to get me stretched and sweeped and, you know, everything else. They're telling me the normal midwife. They're telling me to do the normal old wives' tale type things to try and induce labour. Guys, please play quietly for Mummy just for a moment. They're having a wonderful game in the back, so yeah. So, but now they're saying that they don't want to stretch and sweep me until the baby's head's engaged. Well, you probably know this if you're a mother that's had several children, that With your first baby, the baby's head tends to engage a couple of weeks prior to birth. But after your first baby, the baby's head doesn't tend to engage until you're in labour. Generally speaking, that's how it works. So basically, until I'm in labour, the head probably won't be engaged. And then that's only when they're prepared to do the stretch and sweep. But by then, I'll be in labour. So it's just so frustrating. It just seems to be one thing after another, after another, after another. So basically, I'm doing a lot of bouncing up and down on my yoga ball, and I'm doing a lot of breast pumping to try and stimulate my nipples, because that will cause me to have contractions, which happens very easily because obviously I've got this irritable uterus. I don't know if I can make much more of this video because the kids are just making too much noise now. I don't know. My brother's just come back out of having his sight test and he's waiting me to finish the video.
Daniel.
The point is, I've got to get this baby out as soon as possible, because now she's measuring, I think, at least 7.5 pounds at least, they're estimating, which could be wrong, this is just according to their calculations. They're saying that if I go to 40 weeks, then it's very likely she'll be a lot heavier than my daughter Christina, and she was 10 pounds. So if I was to go over due, then she could weigh 11 pounds, 12 pounds, goodness knows how much weight, because they tend to pile on the weight at the end. So obviously I don't want that to happen, because as you guys know, I've separated my pelvis twice in childbirth now. Twice, due to this SPD. So, it's just crazy. The whole situation's just crazy. And now, at my most recent midwife appointment, when they measured me, I'm now measuring 8 weeks ahead of, do you think you could just tell them to be quiet for me? My poor brother's trying to, calm them down a little bit. Yeah, so I'm now measuring 44 weeks pregnant, and I am 38, so 39, 40. Really ahead of, and it kind of goes up and down. Sometimes I'm 4 weeks ahead, sometimes I'm 6 weeks ahead, 5 weeks ahead, it kind of depends. Obviously, the baby's kind of going lower and lower, which should hopefully help a little bit. So I'm bouncing up and down the ball, using the breast pump, encouraging Danny to breastfeed as frequently as he can. Generally trying to keep as stress-free as possible, so that I have all that oxytocin and feel-good hormone going through, which should hopefully cause labour to start. So we're at the point now where I'm just waiting to go into labour. And I know this is the case for every mother. When you get to this stage, you're kind of eager to get baby out. I'm not eager to get her out. I want her to stay there for as long as possible, so that she, it's not like I'm trying to get, a lot of women get really frustrated and they want their baby here right now. I'm actually not feeling 100% ready for her to come. There's still a few things I want to do, because I've been so unwell. I haven't arranged, I like to have everything perfect before baby comes. And at the moment, I still feel like there's a few things I want to do. So, I'm not rushing for her to come out, but at the same time, in order to avoid complications and difficulties, realistically, I do have to try and encourage her to come naturally sooner rather than later. We're trying to keep my iron levels up, keep stress-free, get baby out, keep checking me and everything. Obviously, my blood pressure has been going up. I have been swelling. So they're keeping a close eye on me. They don't want me to develop preeclampsia or anything like that. But the whole point is, all this stuff is just fear-mongering. I just feel like they're putting so much fear and anxiety in me about this baby coming. And, it's just horrid, because, I want to enjoy these last few weeks. This is hopefully going to be my last pregnancy ever, and hopefully my last baby ever. and I just want to enjoy the time with the children that I have, you know, just make special quality time with them before baby comes. And, you know, I feel like a little bit of that is just being taken away because of the amount of fear the doctors are putting in me. Every obstetrician I see has a different opinion. One minute is saying we're going to do this, and then I'll go there on the day and they'll say, oh no, we're not doing that, we'll do something else. And, you know, it's just really frustrating. So it has been a really hard time for me and my family, and, you know, just trying to keep positive. The sun is shining today and it's a lovely sunny day, which is very unusual for us here in Cornwall. So, you know, today's a much better day. But, you know, I wanted to come up and update you with, you know, what's been happening. I know I always say I'm going to get back into making vlogs again, and I'm really slack at that. But I really do want to document these last few days with, you know, the pregnancy. So I do hope to make a lot of videos for you guys. So please be patient with me, please keep watching, and hopefully very, very soon I'll have some exciting news about labour and baby coming, and hopefully the arrival of our 5th beautiful baby. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, guys, because you probably haven't heard a word I've said, and these kids need to get out of the car and have a jolly good run around. So I'm going to go, and thank you all for your kind messages. Everyone's been asking after me and, you know, concerned about me, and I just really appreciate all your thoughts and prayers and everything. I know I don't respond. I've got to the point now I don't respond to hardly basically any comments, but I do read them, or say if someone like my brother or my husband's read the messages, they do tell me about them. You know, when I'm doing stuff around the house, they'll be reading them to me. So I do hear them, and I appreciate every single one of them. And so thank you so much. And yeah, I'm just rambling now. I'm going to go, and I should be back with another update soon. Okay, guys, speak to you soon. Bye.